Want to welcome everybody to our exhibit comment night. This is July the 17th, 2025. Got a few announcements. Let's see if we got any. Our new member, we have one new member this week, and I don't see that she's here. Lourdes, I thought you had some guests coming.
Yep, they are supposed to get in at any moment. She said
Okay,
that
all
they were
right.
getting.
So we had a couple of guests that were going to come, and we'll see. Hopefully they'll show up while we're getting ready. We're doing all this. Anyway, the assignments for the rest of the year are, believe it or not, we're almost to the end of the year. We only have 4 more assignments left. August is food photography. Make sure you read the descriptions on all of these on the website so you know got more, get a better idea of what they're looking for. It's not just a snapshot. It's got to have some character to it, guys. September is a portrait headshot, black and white tone. So that class that Robert did for us last month should help you with that in terms of at least for the post processing. October is light and shadow interplay. Again, look at the description. And November is light painting. Our education nights are July will be black and white fine art photography, and our special it'll be a special presentation, which is that's next week, is Jennifer King. In August, we will not have an education night on that Thursday, which is the 28th. We will be doing our annual Pier and Beer at the St. Pete Pier. I will be sending out information about that in next week.
They've been
September,
having some music out there too. We might have a night of music.
you never know. I just like to get. My favorite spot is up on that bar up on the top of the pier and get those beautiful shots of downtown St. Petersburg with the pier coming out from it. So anyway, and hopefully we have storms like we've been having every night out on the Gulf because then you get bright skies and lightning and all kinds of crap up there. So September, our education night is light painting by Chris Nicholson. So that will be getting you ready for the November assignment. October is member takeover. We did this last year for those that haven't been here for for only a short time. Last year we did 10-minute intervals for it was the members of the club did a talk for 7 to 10 minutes, and it was great. We had I think 6 or 7 last year. If anybody's interested, it has to be something related to photography, and it needs to be something that you can you can a switch down subject that you can fit into that short of time span. It's not easy to do, believe me. I did this my first time for Out of Chicago 2 years ago. I thought I was going to die just trying to get everything down that I wanted to say in 7 minutes. So yeah, if you're interested in it, I'm going to send out an email probably in a couple of weeks about, because we need to kind of get formulating what you're going to do, because last year's was awesome. If you want to check it out, is in the October meeting recordings from last year on the website. Our outings, in terms of outings, our next outing is actually Saturday at the Showman's Museum in Riverview at 3 o'clock. Then we have reservations for dinner at 5:15 at Tiki Docks Riverview, which is just a few minutes from the museum. And so if anybody has any questions about that, let me know. Nope. Okay. So the email that I sent out, the initial email has the map to the Showman's Museum and also to the restaurant. So, and is there anybody planning on coming that hadn't told me that they were going to come via email at this point?
I'm not sure if I sent you an email or not. I'll take a look.
Okay. I think you did, Les.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, because I made a reservation for 14 or 15 at the restaurant, and Diana made a reservation with me, and she's not even in the country, so I'm not sure what she did them, but that's Diana. So anyway, so we have room for one more person in terms of the reservation goes. The museum obviously isn't a problem. I'm just going to let them know how many people are coming so they can expect the crowd that's coming in on Saturday afternoon. But anyway,
Lynn, what was the date for the Beer and Pier?
that is August the 28th,
Oh, okay.
which is
Someone
our
was
normal, that would
asking.
be our education night in August. Um, okay. And then, so the August outing will be our peer and beer on that education night, which is August the 28th. We'll be, just so you know, we'll be meeting at 3:30 and, or 3:30 at 6:30 p.m. 3:30. And I will send out all the details about where to park and all that stuff because those that you haven't been there, it's a little confusing, but actually once you get there, you realize it's pretty easy. There's parking garages on the pier or parking facilities on the pier. So you can basically park and walk to where we'll be meeting. So pretty easy to do. And we always have a good time, even if it rains. We've been there a couple times and it rained and was fine. So, and it looks like it's usually raining midday on the coast right now. So hopefully it won't be a problem even in August. So we'll see. Anyway, and then we always end up at the top of the pier so that we could shoot back down onto the city at night. We always, they have tables that are right up against, it's open air, it's an open air bar. So there's tables that you can, are near the front of the restaurant. And so we can set up so we can actually set up our tripods along the wall that's, at the edge of the bar. So it works pretty well. And what I'll probably do is I'll get there and go up and reserve a couple, capture a couple of tables so we have plenty of places for everybody to sit.
And the food is good.
Yeah. Yeah, the food's good. Yeah. It's a little expensive, but hey, it's a bar. Yeah, it's bar food is what it is, but it's nice and the people up there are really nice too. So okay. Okay, I have a slideshow for the outing from the collection on Palmetto, and Mark's going to do his monthly member feature. But Jim, do you have anything you want to add to all this? I know you had a couple announcements.
Yeah, thanks, Tori, for reminding me. On the night of the 29th, I'm going to go camping to stay out and photograph the night skies. 2 meteor showers are simultaneously peaking that night. And anybody who wants to join me, just let me know. We'll set up camping and take pictures. So I've got
July
that
29th?
July 29th. Yep. Yeah, there's two showers that peak that night in the wee hours. So I'm just going to do some night sky photography, camp out, and see what I capture. If anybody wants to come, let me know. I'll give you the details of where I'm going to be, and camping's free there. So,
do you have any openings for your workshops, Jim?
Yeah, the Autumn in the Smokies, 2 spots left for that. Death Valley, 3 spots left for that, which is in November. And I'm going to do the summer outing again in August, change up a few things. Anybody that went last year can go this year for free.
And that's on the East Coast. I mean, the West Coast of Florida, right?
Yeah, that's up by Weeki Wachee.
Yeah,
that's right near here. Yeah, you wouldn't even have, you could just go from home if you really wanted to.
Any questions, anybody?
And if you don't mind making me a co-host tonight, Lynn, I'm gonna share my screen because I have a bunch of visuals. I worked on some examples from the assignment tonight to show, and since Robert's not here tonight, I'm gonna have to be harsh on some people on his behalf.
You ain't have to let your hair grow out too,
Well, and Victoria was our third judge this month, so Victoria's going to get to put her 2 cents in it too as well. So along with everybody else. So, but those are our two judges tonight are Jim and Victoria. So, Robert did do the judging, so his scores are in there. But yeah, he's not here tonight. So, anybody have any comments or any questions? All right, Jim, go ahead. Do what you want to do with your share.
Oh no, it's it's when we're
as you go. Oh, okay. I thought you had something
no,
separate.
No.
Okay.
It's I have about 11 images from the assignment that to show as examples of you could do this with the image.
All
And
right. All right.
I wanted to welcome Astrid and Matt
Oh,
that
yeah,
are
yes.
visiting.
Astrid, thank you for coming. Hopefully we don't scare you away.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm excited to see everything.
What kind of photography do you do?
Just the beginning. My boyfriend Matt, he does a lot more.
Okay.
He likes a lot of street photography and nature photography as well.
Okay. We do a little bit of that. And welcome Diana and Tiffany. You guys are a little late, but that's okay.
Sorry, I like run from work to the gym to the shower to the camera club
We don't mind if you don't shower.
nonstop. I mean, I mind if I don't shower.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. You see my screen? Right.
Yep.
This was just for Jim. I should have entered it. I should have submitted it, but I thought, no, that's kind of cheating.
I'd nitpick that there wasn't anything in the glasses.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't actually. I should have put something in there. I didn't want to waste it though. You know how much this stuff costs? $100 a bottle. It is good bourbon or scotch, actually. Okay, let's get started.
You could have used Steve.
Okay, this first one is called Cozy Kitchen. It's Tories, and the score is 22.9.
Low
ahead,
light, I
Diane.
know.
You're gonna do the talking.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna share my screen. I have some visual aids on this one.
All right. Can you share without me unsharing?
Yes, because Zoom has tabs now, so I can go on a new tab.
Oh, okay.
So let me pick the correct screen. I think this is the correct one. Move people out of the way. Okay. Can you see the image on my screen now?
No.
Nope.
You have to switch to the tab for me because it's on tabs on the new Zoom.
We don't see it.
I see it. I've got two monitors though.
I
can
see
see
it.
it as well.
I see it too.
I see it in Photoshop.
Is it on the bottom?
It says at the top, J.R. Sykes screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at the new Zoom has tabs, and you have to look at those tabs at the top, like a browser.
Okay.
I'm not seeing.
Yeah, this is yours, Tori. So I know you want to see. Maybe you don't.
I'm not seeing any tabs, guys.
You can't. You don't see it, Lynn?
Sykes
No.
has started.
All right.
Screen
Then
sharing.
I'm going to have to replace your screen instead of.
Oh yeah, just go ahead and do that. I'll just bring it back up.
All right.
Because
I'm gonna
I
stop
don't see it,
sharing.
and I have two monitors also, but I don't see it.
I'll just stop
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, new Zoom has tabs like a browser on the top, and you can flip between the Brady Bunch view and Lynn's view and my view if you've got the tabs.
Okay. I know where you're talking about. To check.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So, okay, I'm going to share again. Oh, it didn't give me the option to replace your screen this time, Lynn.
That's because I took it off. I
Oh,
stopped
okay.
it.
All right. Okay, how about now?
I see you now.
You see it
Yes.
in Photoshop now?
Yep.
You
Yep.
see my mouse moving around on the picture?
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This image, I like it as a still life with the collection of items that group together tell a story. It has good lighting, like the assignment called for. This has nice lighting that shows dimensionality and and depth within the items in the image. There's a couple things that kind of got lost in the shadows a little bit. I'd put a little more light on those, the thing with the red cap back here, or the blue ball, the pine cone, which is actually a fairly easy thing to do. You see the difference there?
Yeah.
Okay. That pops those out. And the title, Cozy Kitchen and everything, I look at this and I see an empty candelabra. And I would think, in a cozy kitchen, you would
We
have
talked about
candles.
that.
You would have candles in the candelabra, and
Mhm.
you know, and that would burn all the time. And so
Oh,
that's my suggestion on that. It
Isn't
makes
that
all the
cool?
difference in the world.
That
Yeah.
is so
Now,
cool.
now you know, Jim, those candles seem to fit. To me, the one in the jar does not. I love this picture. I truly
Yeah,
do.
I agree with you that one could, the tea light in the jar could go away and just have these other candles in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the color of that kind of doesn't match everything else.
Yeah,
And it's a little
something
bit,
right.
the clear glass doesn't match the pottery, and the color of the candle doesn't match things. It's, I agree with you, Leslie. It feels a little out of place.
I think it probably helps
but
though with the lighting on that side.
But I truly love that setup.
Did you use generative AI, AI to do that, Jim?
Only to put the candles there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just the candles. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was just a screen blended layer with a mask to get the other items to light up.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
let them become more visible. And yes, that was it could have been real candles in the first place.
We tried.
But
We didn't have any candles that were too
I did
short.
I did not have the option to
We tried it. Part of the problem, we had not a lot of room in that room. We were in Diana's kitchen, and so she would have to pull way back in order to put tall candles in there, and we didn't have enough space to go backwards. So
yeah, you just have to light them and let them burn a long time.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see the rest of the diamond on the right side there.
On the tile.
Yeah.
this
Mm.
either that or
On-
cut it
yeah.
off. If you got rid of the candle, then you could cut it off like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, actually,
So-
let me oops. Let me just undo that and turn that back on again. Let me see. Because with what Leslie was talking about, we could have actually done
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah, that looks
then
good.
even the diamond is not an issue. And that's not
Oh,
bad.
yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Mhm. So I have a question, Jim. So
Mhm.
with still life like this, when I look at this picture, it's like, whoa, there's a lot of things like all over the place. So there is that versus a very simple still life picture where you only have like maybe a
Right.
flower vase with a flower in it. So does that make a difference in a still life?
It all depends. Either one can work, and either one can not necessarily work. This
Right.
this works pretty well. The related items,
Yeah.
that all are related within a story that you're telling about the cozy kitchen, and
Mhm.
and except for that candle, harmonious colors going on, and
Yeah,
nice
I
lighting. So
see it.
yeah, you did nice with this one. So okay, Lynn, I'm going to stop so you can
Okay.
move on.
Lynn, are we going to do the slideshow?
Oh, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. I got ahead of myself. Let's stop this and we'll go back to that real quick.
We can always do it at the end too.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, then people will be gone.
We never have time at the end.
Yeah,
Oh.
people take off and leave, and I'm sorry. You should have said something sooner. I'm just trying to get done here in a reasonable amount of time. So go ahead and share your screen, Mark, and make sure you click augmented the stuff at the side that says, what does it say? It says share sound and optimize for video sharing. over to the right.
It doesn't. It's not letting me check the optimize for video sharing. So
Should.
nope. That's
Well, at least do the audio. The audio.
yeah. I did the share.
Yeah.
You do the. Well, let me try doing that. Okay. And share. Okay, you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Can you make it bigger though?
There, it should be full screen now.
Okay, thanks.
Hearing the audio?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. Very good, Mark.
Thanks.
What city was that last one?
That's in New York.
New York.
That was
okay.
from the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Okay. Those.
Oh.
Thank you. Very nice.
Yeah. So
Mm.
last month, Richard gave us a lot of great pictures of people. This month is like, yeah, no people.
Okay, I've got the outing at the car museum is 2 minutes long, so it shouldn't take long. Let me go ahead and do that one real quick too while we're here.
Hey, Lynn, can you tell Astrid what that was?
That was our monthly member feature. So let me unshare, and I forgot to click.
You get to shoot. You get to make a slideshow of any photo you want, not
Right.
to be graded, not to be criticized, or not criticized,
Yeah.
critiqued. Just something that interests you.
Great. Okay, why is click?
And it's funny, you can tell from looking at these what people's interests are.
Right. All right, I'm having an issue tonight. Okay, hold on a second. Let's go from another direction here.
How did you do the HDR pictures, Mark?
Which one?
It was like it looked like HDR, like like a painting. A couple of them.
No, there were some of them. There's like the one of the waterfall, and I just boosted the saturation of the color and stuff. Now there was one that's a fall picture, and it was raining out, and that one just sort of came,
Yeah.
It looks almost like a painting and stuff, but that's pretty much the way it came out of the camera. I mean, I did little tweaks on the colors and stuff, but I wish I could figure out how I did it because I really like that one.
The way it always is. All right, let's do this one real quick.
Okay.
We got no audio. Why? Great. Well, just watch it without the audio.
We didn't submit any. We didn't submit.
This was from the car museum last month. Seems to go a lot slower when there's no music. Pick the one.
It's interesting that this is a car museum and there's not been a single picture of a whole car yet.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
The first one was a whole vehicle.
Yeah.
That was a fire engine, though.
Yeah.
The vehicle.
It's hard. They're very close together, so it's hard to get a whole vehicle. It really is. And the details are so interesting.
Yeah, I thought Karen had a couple of really clever ones.
There's Tori in the wheel.
That's right.
Fleet without music, we can.
There it is.
We can actually talk.
Hello.
There's a whole vehicle.
There you go.
Mm.
There's the group picture. Woohoo!
Woohoo.
All right.
That's a good one.
Back to Lightroom.
Strange because there's a couple of things there that I don't remember seeing. So it's
Yeah.
There's a
Same
lot
here.
there's a lot to see there. I mean, that's
Mhm.
all right. Let's go on to the next one here. This was called Rocketing Carnation. This one is Ron's, and the score is 23.8.
It's an interesting concept with what's going on there. And oh, sorry, I keep looking. For some reason, Fong keeps calling my phone, and I have it on mute while we're trying to have the meeting. I have no idea what Fong wants. Maybe she needs the link.
Probably.
I'll call her. I'll call her, Jim.
Just send her the link.
Okay.
Leslie. Just send her the link, Leslie.
And
Okay.
I'm trying to control things from this side, and I can't go and do that too.
What is the spider web looking stuff under the flower?
I thought it was smoke.
smoke.
Oh, smoke. Okay.
So it's like
Yeah,
apparently like rocketing through space and having smoke go behind it. Whatever. I guess don't know whose image this is. Is that are
That's
we supposed
Ron's.
to
He's here.
see that as the moon behind there?
yeah, that's kind of the concept. So it was actually hung upside down so that the smoke would wrap around the petals and
Mm-hmm.
make it look like it's going up. And then just, again, I used a optical spot to project that and form most of the light around the flower. And the background is a piece of cinefoil over a softbox to kind of highlight some of the edges and also get the smoke to
Yeah,
be
is
lit
the
properly.
yeah, and the high key look of the flower that's intentional with what's going on in the image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, nice. You put
concept.
some nice effort into that. And this has nothing to do with the score. The only thing for me looking at it that's a little visually disconcerting is the fact that if the concept is it's launching upward and you're looking at it that way from the ground, the crescent moon never points in that direction in real life. And I don't know
Only
how
Jim
many
would know
people
that.
would
No,
know
Jim
that or
and
not know
Barry.
that, but I immediately look at that and I'm like, oh, the moon's pointing the wrong way.
See, I thought it was a cloud.
That's why I asked.
I thought something was in front of it
be
as
the
well.
moon? Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
the points on the crescent moon always point up. Yeah, not down. Sideways or
I
up,
thought something was just in
never
front of
down.
it.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the scoring. It's an interesting concept.
Just Jim being Jim. Okay, next one is Still Life. This one is Lourdes's, and the score is 23.4.
Yeah, that one's nice grouping of elements, nicely put together, nicely lit. This is kind of leaning into something that I see as kind of a theme with a lot of images tonight, which is a little visually disconcerting when you look at, is that everything's floating in space.
Yeah.
And I'm not understanding with a lot of the images that we're going to see tonight why the artists have intended to make them appear as though they are floating in space,
like they're not grounded, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no background or there's no bottom to this. It's just black.
Yeah, there's
background.
Yeah, we got a little bit of background in here, which we don't even have in in some of the images, but it still appears to be levitating, and that's a little bit visually disconcerting.
You see what he's saying, Lourdes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Next one is Strawberries. This one is Lee's, and the score is 24.7.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a cool concept. I like the use of the reflective base, the way the strawberries are set up. I've got a nitpick on this one though. The most prominent strawberry in the bowl is you would normally want to have like a perfect strawberry there, and that one's kind of dented and mushed in the front. And like,
Because he worked so hard to get it on there.
Life.
was that the best looking strawberry to put front and center?
That's real life.
They all look like that.
Yeah. But yeah, but that is a nice concept. That's pretty cool.
I
That's
have a question.
nicely done.
I realize this is a reflection, but would you have gotten rid of this leaf down here at the bottom, Jim?
That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
You could have cropped it up a little, a little tighter, for that, but I don't find that to be that bothersome. Was that done on black plexiglass or what? What was the reflective material? Just out of curiosity.
We have a glass table, and it was the table.
Okay, glass table with and it's a clear glass table, but just because the way it's being lit.
Yeah, you didn't see the base.
It looks dark and reflective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reflection helps a lot. Really nice.
Yeah, that I actually have they're in the room right behind me in a box, a bunch of sheets of black plexiglass specifically for doing that. And if you're doing really small stuff, you can use the screen of an iPad or even a phone. Weddings and stuff. I do pictures of the wedding rings on a phone or an iPad screen. You get the same look. Real handy.
All right.
Cool.
Can we talk about how that was lit?
I think we had 2 lights set up, constant lights.
Okay.
On the sides.
Okay.
It looked like you got a little hungry there.
Yeah.
The bite out of that one.
Trying to break the pattern a little bit. I did it on purpose to break the pattern.
And he was hungry.
Yeah.
And I was hungry.
Okay, next one is oranges and lemons. This is Lourdes's, and the score is 25.1.
Yeah. Yeah, very nicely done. Nice.
And we do have some background here, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
It's the same background.
This is definitely not, not the just disconnected, floating in blackness look. This was done very, very nicely with you can tell the background's there. You got the separation, the light giving the texture and the shape and the depth to the fruit in the bowl, the arrangement. Yeah, everything was very well done on this one.
Thank you.
Okay, next one is flowers. This one is also, this one's Lee's, and the score is 24.4.
Do me a favor, Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, just crop up from the bottom, the baby's breath or whatever at the bottom just takes me away from everything.
I think for me it's because it was like a line. But colors are really nice.
I was trying to give it a base.
Well, the vase is there. No, bring it up above those, Lynn. Just keep going.
Above them?
No, I was trying to give it a base.
You can still see
not a vase.
You can keep
base.
going, Lynn. Just take them away for me.
I'll take them away. Okay.
Yeah, because
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they just visually take me away from this.
Yeah,
and this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Very soft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and we're not used to seeing blue flowers, so that's always always cool too. Yeah.
And the glassware, the piece of glassware, the vase that they're in extends out of the bottom of the frame now. So again, in your mind, then it's sitting on, so you don't have the disconnected look
Floating in the
yeah. We didn't need the baby's breath or whatever that was across the bottom. That visually competes with what's going on here.
Yeah.
Especially with it being, with those flowers being so white and bright down there at the bottom.
Okay.
But without it, that's very beautiful right there.
Or if you left the baby's breath in, maybe just one little bunch of it or something. So the line going across.
One little bad one that decided to jump out.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is Zinnia's. This one is mine, and the score is 22.9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice, but also on this one, if you don't mind, Lynn, just bring a crop line up from the bottom. I just feel visually there's so much of what it's sitting on competing with what's going
Right
on.
to
Yeah,
here?
there we go. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. Is that two light setup?
Yes, one going to the background and one off to the side, to the right side or left side.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is City of Screws. This one is Tories, and the score is 25.2.
That's a neat concept, and I am going to share the screen just to show just a tiny fix on this image. But that what was your reflective base on this one? How did you do that, Tori?
That was a mirror. I just put it on
That is a mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get them to sit up?
Do they keep falling down?
And how long did you have to hold your breath?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. But I just like the way the screws are shining because there is a strong light directed right at the screws. And because they're metal, I just thought the shine in it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very nice. And this is just little things, but there's just a few little visual distractions. This bit of haze reflection right here, this dark area here that actually extends through right there, that dark whatever that line is, and it doesn't take much to make them go away.
Right.
That's just once you see before and after, then you can really kind of tell what's there.
I do. I see it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to point out on that is you can fix that.
I just
Hey, Thor, go ahead, Brian.
I just like to get Jim's input. I noticed that the left and top borders are slightly larger than the right and bottom borders. Would it be better if it was more symmetrical?
It doesn't look like much to me. Yeah, I on close examination, I think you're probably right, but I actually didn't even notice that until you pointed it out because I was looking so much at the actual composition. Yeah, it is slightly off. If you were gonna print this and frame this, I'd probably fix that. Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Hey, Tori, this is not a criticism of this photograph, but when I saw this and I thought, what if one of these screws had a slit in the middle, like downtown Tampa?
Yeah. Well.
I actually initially saw it as sailboats and reflections.
I could see that too. Yeah.
Could be a lot of things. Yeah.
The masts. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, I was trying to do something different.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
Very creative.
Yeah, nice concept.
Next one is wood duck in watercolors. This one is Roy's, and the score is 23.8.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice arrangement of elements that go together and tell a story. And tell us about the lighting. What was used for the light? I see. Curious. It looks like more of a smaller, harder light source based on seeing these shadows from these brushes and whatnot on the canvas.
So this is my first attempt at doing a still life, and that light there you see there is from my cell phone because I don't have the studio lights.
Okay.
And
so it is a very tiny little hard light source. Okay.
And the light on the right side of the rag is from my window.
Mm-hmm.
And the watercolor is actually a photo I took of a wood duck that I masked with white and then brushed over to relieve some of the duck and imitate a watercolor.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there's paint right there. Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Jim, is there a suggestion if you have only the light of a cell phone to use it so that it would work a little bit better?
Yeah, a square of toilet paper will really help, soften it up as a little modifier
Yeah, so you don't
and
have
make
to
it not so hard. You
Yeah.
can hold a square of toilet paper or something like that, out in front of the light from a cell phone and soften it up, like a miniature softbox.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the brushes to show on the picture. So I'm pretty new at this, and actually I spent a week leaving that watercolor thing out because I had to buy a new one and put paint and stuff on there over a week to look like it was used.
It does. You did a good job.
No,
Good job of making it look old
Yeah.
and used.
yeah, good job putting that effort into this one with what you had.
Oh,
I
and
was
by the way,
curious.
that jar is $1 from the thrift store. With the brushes.
What we do for
And the
our
rag,
art.
the rag looks used too.
Yep.
Yeah. I was curious about if it was post-processing or what. On the left-hand side of the table,
The
that
glowing
lighted
effect.
area. I couldn't figure out what that was.
That's the edge of my beat up desk.
It's the what?
The edge of
No,
my
I think
beat
she's
up
talking about
desk.
this, Roy, right here.
Yeah, that it's sitting on my desk. And
Oh,
what
I
you'll
see. I
is
see.
the edge
Okay.
of my desk that's all beat up.
Okay. All right. I kept
Not
thinking halos.
sophisticated, but
All right, next one is my Zen moment. This one is Kathy Thompson, and the score is 23.8.
Those
In
look
this
like
one,
sperm.
the smoke effect, I think the smoke effect could have worked better with this had it been more of a softer, more billowy, swirly, kind of smoke without so much of the fine, all those fine, hard spiderweb lines of the smoke. That kind of detracts from the overall, Zen feeling I think you're supposed to get with this image.
There's a lot of movement.
Yeah, I think maybe even like a few seconds later when it had dissipated or spread more might have made a difference and in softening up and not your eye keeps locking on all of that and kind of missing, for a moment everything else that's going on in the image. And do me a favor, Lynn, put some dehaze on that. Let me see what happens with that.
No, it's better.
I just think that the dehaze helps with the just with the kind of washed out lighting that was happening on everything else too. I think that made a difference. But the main issue I have with this is the quality of the smoke.
Kind of has almost a water dripping water effect.
Yeah, that would have been cooler if there had been water coming off this thing. But
yeah, the way the smoke looks, it looks to me almost like they're just above the flower. That looks almost dripping water, but it's like, okay, where's the dripping water come from?
Well, there are some of these that you put smoke, like a incense pellet in there, and the smoke actually goes down and comes over and falls into the bucket, into the bottle.
There's some you can put like dry ice in them and they do that.
Yeah, I don't think is Kathy here tonight? I don't think she is. I think she's away.
I think she's traveling.
Yeah. All right, next one is Concert at the Pond.
Okay. And
this
I'm going to share.
Is also Kathy's, and the score is 22.4.
Mm-hmm.
This one's sort of a little too on the nose.
And overlit.
Yeah, very much overlit. I don't even know if I could.
There's and this is we've been having lessons on this blending modes. All I'm going to do is duplicate that layer and change the blending mode. Look at the difference as you go to these different blending modes.
Are you doing something on your computer?
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't see it yet.
We're not seeing it. Hold on a second.
Sounds good.
You have to pick the tab.
I see
You
it.
have to pick
Oh,
the
now I
tab
see
that
the
has
tab.
mine on it.
Automatically went to the tab.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Tab suddenly appeared.
Okay. Yeah. Duplicate the layer. Multiply blend mode. That's it.
Yeah,
Look at the
darkens
difference.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have something that's overlit. This multiply blend mode can be a lifesaver. Look at the difference. This is
right there.
This is much nicer to look at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Back to the meeting.
Okay.
I'll share again. Let's see. Hopefully it'll stay there this time. The tab disappeared before. All right. Next one is the music fades into memories. This one is Sylvia's, and the score is 24.3.
Very nice.
Yes. Did you tone this and use texture?
I did was my attempt at color toning. I didn't. The backdrop is an actual backdrop.
That is an actual backdrop. Okay.
I didn't put any texture on it. It's the backdrop was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very nice backdrop, and yes, good. We've been talking about the color grading and toning, and this is a good example of using that to get a mood and a feel and whatnot. And I'll show you. You can take it even a little further than that with something. So what was that one called again? That's
the music fades into memories.
Okay.
I'm still
there. It is.
If I'm sharing, I cannot see the tab. I don't understand this. If I'm not sharing, I see it.
So I'm going to guess you can't see this.
I do now.
Okay.
All right. I'll just
yeah.
unshare
So there's
and
the original. Yeah, you have something like this that has that look, reminiscing old time stuff, anything like that. Burning in around the edges can always well, not necessarily always, but a lot of times can really help with the effect as well. So you see, this is just a
yeah,
that's all that
like
is.
that.
All
Yeah.
that is burning it in around the edges, but leaving it, in the center. The original. You see the mask over here. There's the mask that was put on this. So it's a soft light layer with a mask. So it's a duplicated soft light blending mode, and then a mask put on the soft light blending mode to get that effect, with which that nostalgic look can really be enhanced by, even if you just want to do quick, sometimes a very softly feathered vignette you can do in Lightroom will work. This is a little more refined if you just kind of brush it in and make it work. But that's all it is a duplicated layer, soft light blend mode, and then a mask on it, and it just enhances the nostalgic effect. So that's just a teaching moment, using your image to think about going another step further when you're doing something with this kind of a look. But that warm tone that you put to it and everything, that background, fantastic.
I think your lighting helped to bring out the texture on that bowl too.
You could do it over here too. I just didn't. I'm back over here in Lightroom. You can see I could do it right there with Lightroom as well. So.
Well, thanks, but I like that. That's a great idea.
Next one is Grandpa's Tools. This one is Roy's, and the score is 23.3. Just going to use a vignette too.
And or Or I'm curious about the light source. There appears to be a definite nice circular shape to that, definite direction to the light with the side light. Looks like it's made to be imitating maybe early morning, late afternoon side light. Tell me about that.
That's my diver's light.
He's getting creative, man.
Nice. Okay.
Light's
And
light.
So
And,
I've got a pen light, I've got my phone, and I got my diver's light. So.
okay, great. I'm going to share again and give you something to consider again. With we've been talking about color grading and how color grading can add emotion to something, and I'll show you something to consider with that one, which is Grandpa's Tools, which is again color toning, dodging and burning, just to give it a nostalgic feel and maybe a very late afternoon, close to sunset kind of a feel, or whatever, late in the day, with based on the fact that there's this very directional lighting here, and and that's just color grading, dodging and burning, and you see it becomes a very different emotional feel to the image. And I'm not saying either one is right or wrong. I'm just showing this as an example of what you can do with color grading, dodging and burning, and take that image into another realm if you would choose to give it a different nostalgic look to it.
It looks a lot richer.
And that one kind of looks like it's the end of the day, time to pack up.
Yeah, and that was based on the fact that very directional light is that long side light, long shadows is what you would get, typically at the end of the day, like that. It's okay, it's the end of the day, the work is done, the tools are set aside, and there you go.
By the way, those are my tools. I'm a grandpa.
You won't tell anybody.
Nice.
All right, next one is Memories of Mom. This one is Susan's, and the score is 23.4.
Look at that old-timey Bible.
Yeah. My mother had one like that too.
Looked a lot better though, didn't it?
My great-grandmother did.
Yep, that's great background, a nice grouping of elements, and there's too much extra information around it. We can tighten up on this for sure. Definitely, Lynn, tighten up on that. Yes, definitely. Come on in. Yeah. Yes. Bring it down just a little from the top now. Yeah. Not that much. You could, but yeah, a little higher, and then also, yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah, go ahead and commit that. Nice. Now we get much more of a sense of what the images are. We didn't need all that excess space around it. And I like now it's much more prominent that you can see how that mirror was set up to reflect this element over here. Yes, that's very nice. And do me one more
I
thing.
didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought it was something on the mirror.
That I think that's probably obvious, deliberately done and well done that was done that way.
It wasn't.
And just go ahead, Lynn, and
first time
do what you did on the last one before. Put that, just darken up those edges, burn those edges down with that radial gradient like that.
Oh yeah, that works a lot on still lifes.
Mm-hmm.
And Susan, did you know you did this?
The first time I shot it, it happened. And then I wasn't happy with the shot. So then it became a challenge of how do I manage to do that again? Pretty frustrating, but
it was a happy surprise, huh?
Yeah, it was. Those are all my mother's things.
Oh, nice.
Her Bible and her bookmark. Those are her pearls. She was very proud of having a real set of pearls. And so those are good memories for me.
Yep. Very nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
All right, next one is Just Simple. This one is Lee wins, and the score is 23.6.
Is Lee Wen here tonight?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, then yeah, yeah. Like I say, this is
Floating in space.
yeah, this is one of those floating in space situations, and I was going to ask her a few things about it, but yeah, that's my primary issue with this is everything's floating in space.
Do you guys understand what he's talking about? Where there's no bottom and there's no real back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Dream in the Flowers. This was also Lee wins. The score is 22.9. Same situation.
Yeah, this is still, I think, a more visually engaging image than the other one, and the lighting is nicely done on this. Again, it's kind of a floating in space thing. It's not as bad as the other one that had that one disconnected flower also, off to the side, just levitating there. So yeah.
This one is Inkwell. This one is mine, and the score is 25.4.
And I see you definitely burned down the edges on this one.
Oh yeah.
And it worked well with that. Very definitely. Yep.
What was the name of? I'm sorry.
Inkwell.
Okay, thank you.
That's an Inkwell. I wanted to put ink in it, but I don't have any ink, so I couldn't.
Again with the coffee.
And and I'm not sure what the next one is, Lynn, but if you want to go on to it, I have to take this call. I have to take this call. Just stand by.
Okay. This one is Always Be a Standout Alter Reality Composite. This one is Jim McWilliams, and the score is 23.2.
I like it. I tell you, there are three light sources. They're all LED lights. The ring light on the bottom, there's an LED light inside the vase, and a red LED on top of it that's out of the frame.
So obviously the blue flower is the composite, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Is that blue? I thought it was white.
Bluish white.
After I shot it red, it's an easy thing to change the LED lights to whatever color. I changed them all to white to shoot just the white rooms, and then mask that in.
Hey, do me a favor, Lynn.
Yeah.
Activate in the color mixer panel. Turn on the point color.
How do you do? Oh, point color. Okay.
Yeah, point color. And eyedropper in the shadow area of that flower petal. The white flower where it's actually purple.
Oh, this.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look at how purple that shadow is.
Wow.
Just take the saturation shift and just push the saturation shift left on that. There you go.
It's a little less blue, yeah.
Yeah, I get the idea that it's supposed to be red and white, but the purple shadow detracts from that.
And I tried to knock the shadows down with a brush in those areas, but I obviously didn't do such a good job.
Well, there's a great tool for that right there in Lightroom. I just had Lynn do with that point color eyedropper.
Yeah.
And it's in the color mixer. Normally this is the way it looks, but if you click on this one, then you have the dropper.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is Fruit Box. This one is also Jim's, and the score is 22.6.
Okay, I'm going to share. there's a lot of extra background around the box, and the issue I have with this is it's kind of the lighting is kind of flat. The elements in this have so much depth and texture and dimensionality to it, and the lighting isn't really picking that out. And so I kind of faked it here to 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 help show like what could be done with lighting. I had to do it with dodging and burning, but so I cropped out just so much of the excess background, because this is really what it's about. And look at the difference in. I just did dodging and burning to bring out more depth and dimensionality, but but the light more to the side on the left would have given you something like this. In this case, I just dodged on the left side of all the fruit and then burned on the right side of all the fruit, just to imitate what a light would have done as side lighting.
Again, this had multiple light sources. There's a light secreted inside the box.
Really?
An LED light overhead. And I have never worked with that stuff before, but I found, by changing some of these light combinations, you get some really sometimes striking, sometimes bizarre looking results.
It's right up your alley.
I like it. Oh, I'm already thinking about what I can do with the food assignment next month.
Yeah, and it's the overhead light coming down on it that is that's flattening out the dimensionality of it. And this I did this to kind of fake the look of having the light to the side as opposed to having a light above.
And
I do have some. I mean, the light was just a handheld light,
right?
And I took a.
If it was it straight over the top of it, Jim.
Yeah, this
you
one
might want to pull it back like at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah,
and that would give it. That would be
backlighted a little bit would be nice as well.
Yeah.
Yep. But it was that would have been much more difficult for me to do dodging and burning, for an example of using a directional light for dimensionality.
Yeah. So, well, thank you. I feel educated. I don't act or look educated, but I feel it.
Okay, the next one is the balance between life and death. This one is Ron's, and the score is 25.
That's great.
Yeah, a really fascinating concept. Executed nicely. I like the high key look of this, and the way it's lit for being high key, at separation on everything, nicely done. The concept, the elements that go together, the only thing that just visually bothers me, and it didn't affect how I scored this image, just the thing that visually is the wishbone defying the laws of physics and just clinging to the side of that egg cup magically. that's the only thing that I look at that. I'm like, that's not natural. That wouldn't happen.
Would it have been better if it stuck it into the cup?
I was thinking the same thing, just like stick that point in there. I look at it and I think it's glued to the cup, and maybe it is glued to the cup. I don't know.
It is actually stuck to the cup with some sticky tack. I shot it a few different ways, with like the bone laying on the ground, with it propped up alongside. And I just kind of liked the idea of it balancing with life on the left and death on the right, and they're both kind of clinging to the egg cup. And which way does it fall?
I like that it's a framing element working along with the feather on the other side. And did you consider sticking the pointy piece of the wishbone down in the egg cup to support it naturally?
No,
okay.
There's not enough room. It would throw things off.
Okay. Okay.
Just could have poked a hole in the egg. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
All right, next one is Love Light. This one is this one's Richards, and the score is 23.3.
Okay, I got to share for this one.
Okay.
So the the things that got me with this is the title, Love Light. And I see we've got a candle over here that says love, but it's not lit. The light is something else. And with the title being Love Light, I look at this and I think, okay, wait, this is just, out of whack for the title. So, and the fact that it's not lit when we're calling it Love Light is also bothersome to me. So my concept, given what's here, would be light the candles and then move this candle more front and center in the composition, being that we're titling it Love Light.
Mm.
Oh.
And I did some color grading and, dodging and burning, but that, based on the title Love Light, I would take those elements and think of doing something more like this versus that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ranging still life is not easy, guys. It is not easy.
Oh, that's like I say, this is a challenging assignment. There is a lot going on when you want to do this. Picking the elements that tell a story, arranging them, lighting them, photographing them, and and making the whole thing become cohesive for the viewer. Yeah, it's a challenging project.
And
that's why it was an assignment.
This applies to food photography too.
Yes. Food photography is almost like a form of still life photography. You betcha.
Yeah. All right. Next one is Anasazi Spirit Horse. This one's also Richards, and the score is 23.1.
Okay. I'm going to just do a quick share to show you something quick on this one too. That's a painted pony, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, look at that Anasazi painted pony. That's pretty fancy for painted ponies.
Yeah, it's a series of ponies that are painted. Yeah.
Yeah, I buy these for my wife.
Yeah,
and
I have a whole bunch of them too.
she has a couple extremely valuable ones now. She turned down an offer of $5,000 for one of hers.
Wow.
Because it's the first one I ever got her and she doesn't want to give it up. But in this instance, I think there's just the extra rocks I don't think are really necessary for what's going on here. And again, I did a little bit of the burning down the background and and it makes what the subject is more prominent, and we're leaving that in there. We still have the whole story here, that I think you're trying to tell, but without all that extra space and extra rocks that diminish what's really going on here, which is what I find the most interesting. So I just wanted to give you that idea on that.
Okay.
All right. Next one is Simplicity. This one is Karen's, and the score is 25.4. This answers Tori's question from before.
What answers which question? I'm sorry, Lynn.
Which she asked, complicated or simple?
Oh, yeah.
Versus simple. This is simple and it's awesome.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this
very
one.
simple. Yeah. It would be too simple without the reflection. The reflection really helps make this image. And the choice of the colors. Red, white, and blue Goes together.
Pretty good.
I like that. I like that background. Tell me about that background.
Background is actually, you know, those Christmas lights you have outside and they
Yeah.
reflect on your house. Well, I held that behind my head. So the lighting in here, I have a chandelier lighting above. It's in a light box, chandelier above. Behind me, I have the light coming in from the sliding glass door. Then I have coming through the rear of the light box, the rear right side, I have a desk lamp, and then I have two small little regular lamps, you know, photo lamps. And then behind me, I'm holding the reflector from outside. So I had to call it simplicity because it was so hard.
Tell me about the reflective material that's creating reflection.
It's a piece of glass over the bottom of the light box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and did you have, with all those light sources you're talking about, did you have reflections in that you had to clean up in post, or
Not
did you
a whole
manage
lot,
to
because
keep
I
all the
kept
reflections
playing.
out?
I kept going back and forth and moving the lights around to get rid of them. It took me a few hours to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with as many lights as you told me you had and working with a reflective surface, I know that had to be a challenge for you.
But it was fun. I was determined to do it.
Good.
It paid off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and I think adding the spool of thread would have not been great, but having the needle with the thread through
Yes.
it, that made the picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jim, can you explain what the prism rainbow color is in the background?
You're talking
That
about right
looks
here?
like lens flare.
Yeah.
No, above.
Oh, up
Above, there's
Yeah, above. Yeah.
yeah, that looks like some lens flare.
Okay. I like it. It's nice.
Yeah. Okay, next one is inspiration. And this was also Karen's, and the score is 23.7. Read those titles, guys. Read those titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it in this instance, I'm going to say that you know, for me, I see so much more potential in this than what I'm actually getting from these elements here. This, you know, the books are just stacked and the teacups on them, and they have a light on them. I look at this and I have to say, you know, oh, I just see so much more potential of different ways this could have been done. Think about if you want to do this again, taking those books and stacking them more haphazardly and twisted and at angles with corners coming off, and then light and shadow playing with, you know, the different corners of the books overhanging, the books being offset from each other. Open a book on the top and, you know, shoot down a little bit with a book open on the top. Okay. A satin ribbon bookmark coming out and draping down over the other books. Me a lemon, a sugar cube on the saucer with the tea. But put them on a bookshelf with a nice bookend on one end and the teacup for a bookend on the other, and side lighting raking across them and at different depths on the shelf. Yeah,
that sounds almost pornographic.
I don't know. I looked at this and was like, okay, I get it, you know, right away, and it's so simple, you know, versus the other one that was simple, that was difficult to actually do, whereas this one is like simple and looks like the 30-second still life.
Yeah, she was exhausted after
point a light and click.
She was exhausted after the other one that took hours to do. It was wonderful.
That's
I can understand
that's
that.
all I have to say.
Okay, next one is Not Real Flowers. This one is Marks, and the score is 23.9.
So I want you to explain to us how you got the colors and the shadows.
That was something
I know how it was done, but I want you to explain it to everyone else.
The colors in the background were I've got some little small they're solar powered LED lights and there's like 4 of them, and so they rotate colors and stuff, and so I just sort of stacked them behind them, to point to the wall. And so since they rotate colors, all the pictures I took, the background was different colors in every picture I had. And then for the rest of the lighting, I did, there was like a lamp to the side. So that kind of gave you, part of the shadow. And then I tried with a flashlight to hold over. I wanted to kind of spotlight the bigger flowers in there, but that spotlighting didn't come out exactly like I wanted it to. The colors on the background is pretty much what I was going for. The actual lighting on the flowers, I probably should have worked on that a little bit longer.
Yeah, what I want people to get, the takeaway on this with, that's colors in the shadows. And this is something you can do, especially when it's when it's a white backdrop like this, a light colored backdrop. If you have a strong light source that's going to put a shadow onto it, and you can get a colored light that will shine on there, the bright light hitting the light color part of the background will overpower the colored lights, and you won't see the color in the light part of the background. But where that bright light source casts a shadow onto that background, the shadow becomes the place where the color can show. So instead of the shadows being black or gray, you now can have colored shadows by doing this. This is this is an old classic effect, and I smiled to see it done here.
Well, like I said, that was just kind of I was experimenting with the LED because I wanted the color behind it and stuff. And so then once I got the picture, I did select the subject in Lightroom and then reversed it. And so then like the edges with all the colors and stuff, I just brought the contrast and the clarity all the way down, so it kind of blurred it out and stuff. And it's actually in the corner, and there was a little bit of a line up at the top. You can still see just a little bit of it, but I kind of blurred that line out, so you can't tell that it's sitting in the corner.
Mark, is the LED lights, the colored ones, right behind the vase?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And
stuff,
yeah. So
yeah, I had a time kind of, because they have the big solar cell on there, and then it's just got, each one of them only has one LED on it. So I stacked the 4 of them up and sort of angled them and had to get them where they were right behind the vase, so you didn't see them. You just see the color bouncing off the wall.
Yeah, I enjoy it when these assignments get people into a creative experimental mode. That's the point.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, next one is Rose and Peony Reverie. Reverie, okay. And this one is Diana Rouse, and the score is 22.8.
Mm-hmm.
Floating again.
Yeah, and one other thing with this composition I'm going to share, and to visualize easily about the composition. Besides the other issue, this baby's breath stem extends so far and so high up over all this, which is actually pretty nice. It really draws the attention of the viewer, I feel, way up and away from all this. If for this to be included, I really think down here, as closer in as a framing element, works works much better than that stretched out way up above, where it just draws your attention way up here away from this. You can keep that in there, but have it down there with everything else. That's my thoughts on that on the composition.
Jim, can you explain how you did that?
Yeah, I cut the baby's breath onto its own layer and moved it. And, just a composite, I just cut it onto its own layer. I erased it from the bottom layer, just painted it in black, and then took the cut, the cut piece of baby's breath, cut in Photoshop on its own layer, and then just brought it down. So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called Bites and Bubbly. This one is also Diana Rouse. Hold on a second. On the score is 23.5.
Okay, yeah. So she's not here to ask about the, why there's no base or no background, that it's just levitating.
The thing's floating in the black.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a case where, I'm not so sure about, composition wise, but also the lighting, the lighting looks more, I think some more depth and dimension could have been had with the lighting. So apparently some of you guys were working together in Diana's kitchen doing these.
Yeah, there was a big light. We had a big light box on the left hand
I see
side.
that I see that in the glass. Was this a 2-light setup, a light on each side?
I think she used a handheld light, a small handheld light on the right, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If I remember right. We did a lot of combinations, so I don't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's one where you could have like a reflector on the other side to reflect the light back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like I say, not a bad concept with what was being done with the lighting. It kind of, but you lose the effect of, this being a still life set out, on a table or a charcuterie board or whatever, with the fact that none of that is there. And it's all disassociated elements now floating in blackness.
All right, that's all the assigned. Yay! Let's go to general. We have 10 of those. First one is synchronized. This one is Deborah Alberts, and the score is 23.7.
Yeah, her images always just have so much visual impact.
Yeah.
When we see her images.
We're going to see more. She's been in Africa for the last 2 months, and now she's in Mongolia.
Oh, wow.
We're going to see all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a very fascinating capture, and the harmonious tones that carry through this, work well for me. There's nothing that, no colors or saturation or brightness or something anywhere that, that jars you out of this nice color palette and that's going on here. Yeah, it's a little muted and a little soft, but with that overcast sky and everything, that, it works well, for me. Anyway, and I know she would never do it, but if I were going to put this on a wall or frame it, I would just remove this bird that's intersecting with his leg right there. Mm-hmm. But I know she's pretty much of a purist when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I don't think she would do that.
I think she'll be back next month, so get ready, guys. Next one is Wildflowers, or say Wildflowers. And it's Deborah's as well. It scores 23.7.
Yeah, this is really cool. Again, I say yes. Oh,
right
this
there,
image is so beautiful, and that's killing me. Oh my gosh, that's killing me up there.
That branch right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I can't not see it and have it distract me from the other, from how gorgeous the rest of the image is.
Any of this one here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
not
right
not
here.
as visually offensive to me as the other one, over
this
top
one's
of
very bad,
over
yeah.
top of his ear there. Yeah.
Jim,
But
it
other
looks
than
like
that, my God.
Jim, it looks like the leopard agrees with you.
It looks like what?
The
The leopard agrees with you.
No, Jim, if it were in focus, would it be still something you'd want to get rid of?
Possibly, if it were in focus, it might actually be, a little bit more camouflaged with the background. But the fact that it's out of focus actually brings it more to your attention visually. So,
And it's
it would be, I think in focus, I think you're right. It would be, less visually distracting, but I still wouldn't like it.
These are probably something that's really much closer to her than to the leopard, and that's why they're out of focus. So, all right, next one is Shangri-La Sunrise. This one is Diana Cahill's, and the score is 23.8.
Zoom in on the man with the camera. Cool.
Yeah.
that. So is that? Oh, hello.
Whoops. Sorry.
Is that somebody that you got to be out there, or is that somebody that just happened to be there when you made this photograph?
I did a day of photography with a professional who's based in Dubai. And this guy was also, it ended up that we had to like overlap for the morning because this hotel spot was only available on this morning. He like lives in the Bay Area and was doing the same thing as me. So we were just happened to be there on the same morning.
So he happened to be there when you were taking the photograph.
Yeah, because we were both there to do the same
Okay.
morning sunrise photography in Dubai.
Yeah, that's let me say that's nice that this would be, yes, a nice skyline, image and whatnot otherwise, but but having that guy there just puts that that extra little icing on the cake on this image that actually gives it so much more interest for me.
Yeah.
I had some questions about it. It has the profile corrections and then also guided uprights, but the blue window on the edge is bowed inward. And I don't know what to do about that because I put the profile on and did guided uprights.
Yeah, so that there's some curvature to it is what you're talking about there.
Right here.
Yeah, there's and you work in Photoshop at all?
I should, considering I've been in this class for 2 years and I still haven't learned how to do anything with it.
Yeah, because like you say, you did everything you could do in Lightroom, and then this would be a task for Photoshop. There's some tools in Photoshop that would be more useful to deal with that. Now, when you were in Lightroom, then did you actually attempt to use the distortion slider manually?
No.
You
I just
can try,
used the
you can try
uprights.
that as well. In the lens corrections, there's a distortion slider that you can manually fiddle with.
Okay.
But whether that's going to fix that without affecting everything else,
right?
That's an issue. You could work in Photoshop, where you could composite it and and deal with that. Or there's some other ways in Photoshop you could deal with that, but that's going down a rabbit hole we're not going to go down right now.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is where he's talking about the manual.
Right. So I just used the guided uprights on this one.
Yeah.
But that didn't fix the
no, I'm not even talking about in the transform
Not
panel, Lynn. I'm talking about the lens correction panel.
Oh, that's here, manual. Okay. Right here, the distortion.
That distortion slider, see?
Right there.
Got it.
Oh, now that, and see, that went too far the other direction, but realize that that's there, and that's there to deal with curvature beyond the
guide could do,
beyond the what it says should be the automatic fix for it. That's where you can go in manually and tweak that.
Okay. Next question. I feel like I should have taken 2 steps to the left to put the guy in between those two buildings.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask him, the fact that he wasn't there made me think you weren't able to communicate with him and pose him, and that he just happened to be there, and that you didn't have that control, because that would have been perfection. I agree with you on that.
I have like 100 of these photos, and I have not finished going through my Dubai photos at all.
Yeah.
So I might have a better one.
And you could in Photoshop. It would be a little bit of work, but you could do it. You could move him over in Photoshop. Yep.
Yeah. I'm also hoping that I have one that I was able to reach past this railing in the corner. But my arms are short and I'm short, so we'll find out.
We just pretend that's part of the building down below.
Right.
You know?
I mean, it is, yeah, you know. I had a lot of like tying my camera to the railing with leashes.
Yeah. Have you ever done anything with the content aware move tool in Photoshop?
Not in Photoshop.
Okay.
I usually try it once and then get mad that it's not perfect and then decide to never use it again.
Yeah, you know, that's one option, and you could finesse it, but you could move him over if you wanted to put the work in.
And it's much better than it used to be, Diana.
Cool.
Because of the AI.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's still not 100%, but it's way better than it used to be, where he was like, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah. Should I get rid of that little security camera? That's yeah, that one.
That doesn't bother me. I know that's just supposed to be there, and that's part of what's going on in the scene. That doesn't bother me.
It's a city thing.
Okay. And then do I need more or less color? I exported it and then went back and added twice as much.
I really like the color palette in this myself. Okay. Yeah. I really like the color palette. That's the complementary tones in the buildings in the sky going on here. I like that.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, not on this one.
Not on this one. Okay.
I have the next one too.
Yeah, I know. This one is Sand Carpet.
Yeah.
Also Diana's, and the score on this one is 23.8.
Cool. That's a fascinating concept.
Someplace.
I enjoy what you did with this one.
Thanks. What was your question, Lynn?
I said, where is this? Is this part inside a building?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a building. This is an abandoned little town that has been filled with sand dunes.
Namibia.
Oh, I see it now.
This one's still in Dubai. It's called. It's like not as cool as the Namibia one. I would love to go to the Namibia one. And then I took the shadows down. I did actually do some like content healing on the wall, and then took the shadows almost all the way down to black.
Mm-hmm.
But the room itself is filled with sand.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even pick up on that it was a room. I thought these are like
I
two
can see the
images.
window
Like
here. The windows.
And
I didn't see
the
that.
The title helped to figure it out when you first look at it and you say, "What's that?" And it's sand carpet. It's like, oh, that's that hard light streaming in through the window and hitting the sand that's in the floor of this building.
Yeah, well, I never got there.
That made me get it.
I'm looking
the
at it now,
title
it's
made
cool.
me get it without thinking too hard about it. I would have looked at this for another minute longer to figure it out without the title. But it's a great concept.
It's a lot more obvious when the shadows are higher, but I pulled them down on purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought they were like two. I don't know, two image. I don't know what I thought.
Separate images. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a cool example of visual tension where the elements work well. Cool. This is a great example of visual tension.
Great.
Well, I think maybe if you had hadn't brought the shadows down quite as much, if you left them up just a little bit, then you could tell what it was, but it wouldn't take away from it. Yeah. And it might be one of those things where on your computer it looks fine, but on Zoom, you lose a little bit of.
I actually enjoyed the fact artistically with this that it wasn't obvious in an instant, that it took a minute to look and observe and think about the elements in it, along with the title, and say, aha. I enjoyed the aha moment of it without, of figuring it out. as opposed to just, instantly knowing.
Great. I really liked this photo. So. And then I have one more question, which is the sand that's part of the dune, I guess, and the sand in the back. There's some like bug tracks and there's some like trash on it.
Mm-hmm.
Should I clean it up?
That's up to you. In this, it doesn't bother me in here. If you were going to like blow it up really big and frame it or something and found that they were distracting in a large format, I would say that would be up to you. And yeah, and seeing it this small on the screen,
yeah,
at these dimensions, it's not a distraction. Now, like I say, if you blow it up really big for a large print, that might be a different story.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next one is Take Break. This is Fong's, and the score is 23.
I like the story that's happening here and the way things are framed up and everything. Do me one favor, Lynn, just to help that out, and just crop down from the top so that we don't have any of that greenery above that. Just keep going until we have, if we can get it. And now you can go up just a hair, and I'll tell you what to do. Yeah, there. And I think if you pull, well, no, you will have to, but take that upper right corner and now upper right corner. Yeah. And pull down and in. Okay. And you can, pull out a little bit to get that tree on the side. I want the tree on the side. Yeah. A little more. Yeah. Balance out those trees. Yeah. Yeah. A little more. Yeah. And, she's almost 100% framed with these tree trunks, now without that stuff at the top and within that circle. This is visually interesting.
This in the Roosevelt Island. This everything natural, no restroom, no shopping store, something. So every natural. I see one girl go there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the story and the candid nature of this and how it was composed and framed up.
Yeah.
Next one is New York City to Brooklyn Bridge Pano. This one is Mark's, and the score is 22.8.
When you did this, Mark, was your camera held horizontally or vertically?
It was portrait mode. So this is
Okay.
a pano of
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't remember, about 20 pictures.
I say it. Yeah, it's a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty.
And this is actually two panos put together. The sky that day was just blue, no clouds. So actually, these are the clouds outside when we went to the auto museum last month. Outside there was an open up area, and I did a pano of the sky there, and so then I brought it in and replaced the sky on the original picture, because like I said, the original picture, it was a nice pretty blue sky but not a cloud in sight.
Yeah,
I recognize those clouds.
That's nicely done. Do me one favor, Lynn.
Yeah.
On the right side, on the lower where the people are, zoom in on the zoom in where the people are.
Yeah, the lady in the red wouldn't go away. I tried to remove her, and it just
oh, really? Well, let's try something, because this was the only thing a little disconcerting to me, was the people having their legs and feet chopped off over on this side, which I know when you lined up that pano, that was that's just the way it worked. But go to the there you go, and let's try, Lynn, the people, the automatic people tool, and see what that does.
This is a big ass file, so it may take a while for it to search.
yeah, and I had to shrink it down twice to, I mean,
now it wants to remove all those people. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what it does. That's what I was wondering, if it would do it.
Yeah, I've had issues where what?
Wow.
It didn't just remove the people.
Well, remember you have three iterations of that you can scroll through.
Where?
Oh, not on that one.
Not
Okay,
on this. No.
All right, then this is what you need to
still
do.
beta, so it's really kind of not great.
All right, do this, Lynn, but do this because this will give you the there you go. Now just paint with that. Don't click the people thing. Just paint over those people and leave the railing. Don't do it as broad as what Lightroom did. Yeah, you need to get a little more around her, but yeah, like that.
Just her, all of them.
Yeah, there, and just paint over the other people, and you can do it all at once. It did such a broad selection automatically. You can do a finer selection here.
Yeah, the other people didn't bother me,
And
but
when
that,
you do it this
shirt,
way, this is the one that will give you 3 iterations to choose from.
Yeah.
The automatic, and you still missed a guy on the left that is going to want to keep there or replace, but the fact his legs aren't cut off, so that's not necessarily such a bad thing.
That's
so
not
there
bad.
now with this one, you've got three iterations that you can work with.
We don't really know what this looks like because she was covering it all up.
With their legs cut off.
Mm-hmm. And I probably zoomed in too close to it without, and I don't know if you.
You should have just pushed her in the water. You know?
There, see that's nice. See,
Yeah.
I have found that the automatic people remover part is just still not good.
No.
But if you just brush those people yourself, it does a lot better, and you get three options to choose from.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I did just her with the remove and stuff, but the the railing there, it twisted it and mangled it, and it was just like no.
So you got to use the generative AI.
I thought I did, and stuff.
That's what
and
I
usually,
did.
Usually when I remove stuff like that, it does a pretty good job. But I just wasn't happy with it whenever I tried to, like I said, that her red shirt just kind of your eye just kind of goes to it, and thought about it one time about just changing the color of her shirt.
And that's what when I looked at this, she drew me to that corner with the red shirt, and then I saw the people with all the legs cut.
Oh.
And but yeah, this is not bad at all.
Yeah. So
there's a little bitty red piece right there too.
But, yeah, this is nice, nicely done.
So.
Oops. There we go. And it's so small now, you wouldn't be able to see any weird things.
If you come look at it on my 46-inch monitor, it blows it up really nice.
Really? I get on my 27-inch, so.
So I can see that on a canvas at a city hall or something.
Yeah. Well, I had it originally. It went all the way over to the Statue of Liberty, but the Statue of Liberty was so small you couldn't tell what it was and stuff. So I cropped that half of it off. So
cool.
All right, natural. This one's Natural Corridor. This one is Brian's, and the score is 24.
Yeah, this is. This is nice. I'm just going to make one little suggestion on it. If you look straight up above the water, up near the top, there's a light area, and there's some stuff going on in the tree. That light area right there.
Okay.
Just do me a favor, Lynn, and just pull a crop down just below that. That's the only, like I say, just that light area kind of up there is taking me up, down just a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. Now I really feel contained within that corridor without seeing that light area up above that that is a thin spot through the trees. Now I really have that feel of being in the corridor as the title implies.
Were you standing in the water, Brian?
You're getting really good with your water, Brian.
Thank you. I'm using it's easier with those magnetic filters. I can
Oh yeah.
work a lot faster. No, I was not standing in the water. There's a bridge that I was on.
Okay. Okay.
Very nice.
Yep, very nicely done, Brian.
Next one is Treescape. This one is also Brian's, and the score is 22.7.
Compared to what we just saw, I'm just not drawn into this one.
This is one where I really liked it when I was standing there, and I thought this was going to be a great photograph. And then when I got it into Lightroom, I couldn't make it look like it. I couldn't give it the impact that I had when I was there, and so I submitted it for the purpose of possibly getting, post-processing tips that might make it better.
I see, kind of the composition that's going on with things tapering down from left to right, which, maybe you were seeing that. I see that. I think maybe part of what might help with that is if you could lighten up the tree line, the green tree line back there in the hill, if that could be lightened up to create more separation with that from the other trees. Maybe what's that landscape mask going to do, Lynn? Or you can just do that, and you can do that with the auto masking turned on. You could try it with a brush with auto masking checked, and try that as well, just so we can see if that does anything for this.
Yeah, I've been using that landscape mask quite a bit here lately, and it does a pretty good job with, picking things out and stuff. But occasionally you'll have to go in there and.
Yeah, I wanted you to go ahead and just try that for anybody that's watching that might not even be familiar, to know that it's there and what it does.
I would be one of those people.
Okay, so yeah, it's in the mask, and you have to give it a minute, and it picks different parts, so you can mask the sky, or the vegetation, or the water.
Wow, that really does a good job on that.
Yeah,
and you can
click
tell
all
it to
three of
make
them,
all
and it'll
three
create
masks
three
that,
different masks.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody was talking over Jim. What did you say, Jim?
You can check those off and make, see where it says now, if you check each one, create 3 separate masks.
Oh, okay.
And now then it creates all 3 for you in one fell swoop there.
So let's
However,
do the
it does, and that's what I was afraid it would do. It picked out those standing trees that are out in the water, from the background.
Why is that bad? I would think if you're going to modify the trees, you'd want to modify the reflection as well.
Well, in my mind, where I think I'm going with this is having those more separated from the background by keeping those dark, but just having the tree line behind them lighten up. So I just want to see that. It's, just experimental, thinking off the top of my head. It would be an experiment I would do. So if you undo those masks, Lynn, and then just try the brush with auto masking, and tell it to open up the shadows and paint it across the tree line behind the standing trees.
And what do you want me to do now?
You have
the hill.
Check the auto mask box, Lynn. Okay, there you go. And you have a brush that's set to open up shadows. Okay.
And do that on the background?
On the tree line behind, so that hopefully it does, it doesn't really affect those other trees. And let's see if that makes any difference versus the other, with leaving those trees dark, because the reflection is dark as well. And you're kind of keeping that symmetry by keeping the trees above the water, dark like they are in the reflection. So, I just wanted to see that, just to see how that looks for creating that separation.
You're adding depth.
Mm-hmm. So that's that's something that you might want to consider.
Yeah, okay.
Is doing that, Brian. So now those as someone just said, creating that separation of that line of standing trees from the distant trees and hillside in the background.
See what I'm doing? I'm subtracting the object and I'm going over the trees that you want to stay dark, so they aren't dark.
When I was there, it was the trees, the trees with the bark and the reflection that was just overpowering the scene at the when I was there.
Yeah,
but
and
it
that's why
doesn't
I'm trying
come
to.
out.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to help bring those out visually, separate them, because that's what I thought in your mind is those were what you were mentally focused on.
Yep.
So that's why I'm just trying to create that visual separation that will help the viewer focus on those as well and bring them out from the background.
Well, the photo has value in that it reminds me of how I felt when I was there. But
yeah, sometimes that's there's just it's hard to get what you saw. It really is.
Yep. And you can look at it yourself and be taken right
pictures
back there in your mind. Yeah, but getting somebody else to see that can be difficult under circumstances.
Yeah, it was with this one. I knew it wasn't. It didn't have the impact, but
yeah, but you keep those and get them in your camera roll on your phone so that they come back as a memory and jog your memory again and give you that feeling again, a year from now and 2 years from now when your phone says memories of this day.
that is a nice feature that I like, that the phone does that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to the next one. Your DoorDash delivery is on the way. This is Sylvia's, and the score is 24.9.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, what a great capture.
I was with her and I didn't get that.
Me too. I missed that one.
Let's just try something.
You weren't
Lynn,
there that day, Lynn. I think that's when we went with Robert and Karen and me and Jim.
Okay. Well, you want?
Let's just try something to see with this. Go to your masking and select the background. Okay. Yeah, go to your exposure controls.
Wait a minute. It picked his face.
You got to fix it. Okay.
Okay. Darker,
and
lighter.
just find the whites. And I always before grabbing the exposure slider, which is heavy-handed, I always try moving the white slider first. So I'm just doing this as kind of like an educational moment. And it's a little more subtle and you have a little more control than just directly hitting the exposure slider. I always go for that white slider first if I'm doing something like this, because you see how much more give you have with it.
Mm-hmm.
And also if you need to fine tune something because it's jumpy, like that exposure slider really jumps fast, you'll notice those numbers typically jump like 3 or 5 digits at a time when you move those numbers. If you hold the shift key when you're sliding one of those sliders, then it slows it down and lets it jump 1 digit at a time instead of 3 or 5 digits at a time. Oh. So you can get fine tuning by holding the shift key. Those sliders don't jump in increments. They go in one decimal increments instead of 3 or 5 decimal increments.
Is that what you were trying to do with the background, is lighten it up?
Yeah, just a little, everything was so much in the same tonal value. I just wanted to do that to create just a little more visual separation was all. So thanks. Yeah, great capture.
Last but not least, this is called Summer Dragonfly, and it is a altered reality. This is Fong's, and the score is 23.
Oh, thank you.
I enjoyed the creativity of this one. What Fong did with this, with the repetitive composite of this. And interestingly enough, this is one of those exception to a rule thing. This has almost such a graphic arts quality to it with the way that background is, with that orange and green and, you know, completely no detail back there. In this case, the fact that those halos are there, those halos actually give it more of an illustrative effect and really help make those stems and things jump out. Yeah. This is one of those rare cases where I'm like, oh,
go halos.
There's some crazy halos there, but they actually work for me this time, believe it or not. because they enhance the illustrative quality of this image for me.
This is just the use Nikon D850 3 times exposure. Now I got a Nikon Z8. I try use live view, but cannot focus well. So I don't know. Next time I need to learn this. This is just the so now the equal. Yeah. D850.
Yeah. You've been doing some interestingly creative stuff lately, Fong. I'm happy to see that.
Okay.
All right. That's it, guys.
Good job, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you. Good night, John Boy.
By the way, so I don't know how to change. So about some Google, I cannot find a Zoom meeting link.
I don't know why. I sent it out to everybody. Yes, 2 days ago on Tuesday.
Huh?
You should have gotten
it. Tuesday,
I sent it out
you
on
sent
Tuesday.
Everybody.
Yeah, I
well,
sent
you
it out
forwarded it tonight on top of it all. Jim, are you going to join us on Saturday?
Yes, I'm going to be there on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Lynn.
Ling. I want to say something. So you said Tuesday, you said